If it's magic, then why can't it be everlasting? Like the sun that always shines, like the poets in this rhyme, like the galaxies in time. If it's pleasing, then why can it be never leaving? Like the day that never fails, like on seashores there are shells, like the time that always tells. It holds the key to every heart throughout the universe. It fills you up without a bite and quenches every thirst. So, if it's special, then with it, why are we as careful as making sure we dress in style, posing pictures with a smile, keeping danger from a child? It holds the key to every heart throughout the universe. It fills you up without a bite and quenches every thirst. So if it's magic, why can't we make it everlasting? Like the lifetime of the sun, it'll leave no heart undone. For there's enough for everyone. Oh, 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 oh. Thank you. And now I invite John to do our land acknowledgement.
Thank you, Julian. Hello, friends. I want to begin by having everyone consider the land they inhabit. Many of us exist on land stolen or coerced away from its indigenous inhabitants. Star King's campus, for example, sits on Ohlone land. For those of you online, you're invited to enter into the chat the names of those indigenous inhabitants whose lands you may be living on. I live just outside downtown LA on the land of the Tongva and Quiche people. I would like to encourage everyone listening to explore the option of giving your money or time or attention to the Soguriate Land Trust. The Soguriate Land Trust is an urban indigenous women-led land trust based in the San Francisco Bay Area that helps the return of indigenous land to indigenous people. I want to end with a quote from Robin Wall Kimmerer, a Potawatomi botanist and author. We need acts of restoration, not only for polluted waters and degraded lands, but also for our relationship to the world. We need to restore honor to the way we live, so that when we walk through the world, we don't have to avert our eyes with shame, so that we can hold our heads up high and receive the respectful acknowledgement of the rest of the Earth's beings. Thank you so much. Now, Reverend Dr. Latini will give us a welcome.
Thank you, John. May peace be with you. Welcome to this first chapel service of the new year 2024 and also the opening chapel service for the spring term. We are still excited for having welcomed recently a group of new students for this spring. And I hope there are some of you here. Welcome again. Best wishes from all of us as you started your courses and you engage in your journey here at Star King. And welcome back to all returning students, to all the advising faculty, the adjunct faculty, our trustee, graduates, supporters of the schools, and a special welcome back and welcome and deep thankfulness to all the staff people. They are so important to our ability to study and learn together. This spring, we are honored to welcome as faculty a number of people that are beloved, have been beloved in our community and are beloved transformative teachers. First of all, I would like to welcome back, after quite a bit of time, Reverend Dr. Rebecca Parker, that is Starr-King Emerita President. We are very excited, very thankful that you, Rebecca, are teaching again at Starr-King. And your class, I'm sure, will be very important, transformational in the journeys of the students that take it. And I want to, from all of us that have worked and studied and learned with you before, I wanted to bring deep gratitude for your leadership and mentorship, and to passing along this place that is our school. I want to offer a warm welcome to someone who has been a friend of the school but teaches for the first time at Starr-King, is Dr. Kayona Lazenby. And also deep gratitude and welcome back to two people that have been beloved at the school, the Reverend Dr. John Burens and Reverend Dr. Megan Visser. They are both teaching this spring, and we are thankful for their expertise and their commitment to our students. And in this moment, I also want to honor and thank and welcome all the people that might not be here in this particular moments, but are part of our community in many different ways. And to acknowledge them, to wish them well, and to also acknowledge all the complexity of what people are going through in their life at this moment. Everything is welcome here, and we hope that we will continue to get to know each other in community, to build trust, to learn how to be with each other with renewed care, respect, and compassion, and to be embodying our mission to counter oppression and build just a sustainable community within ourselves, within our school. So welcome again, and may we be both compassionate, creative, as we start a new semester at Starr-King. Maybe so. And I invite now all of us to gather our candles so that we can join Tucker Culberson and Jeff Steele in lighting our chalice and sacred flames.
I invite everyone to speak the chalice lighting words with me in the chat. With the kindling of this flame, we reaffirm our commitment to accept life's gifts with grace and gratitude, and to use them to bless the world with the spirit of love. Pastor Jacqueline is lighting the chalice for us. And I would like to invite Tucker Culbertson to light the red and white candles.
The red and white candles are a tradition created to accompany the chalice lighting by our Emerita President, Rebecca Parker. The white candle is a reminder that we gather in a time of war. The red candle symbolizing the abiding reality of love and the shared work to spark the restoration of human community and the earth to wholeness and harmony. I'd like to invite Erica Cunningham to lead us in our ingathering.
Thank you, Tucker. Greetings, all of you divine sparks. Today, we're going to do a little playful in-gathering song. So I like to bring playfulness into my ministry. Today, we're going to sing Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, but we're going to do it a little differently. I'm going to lead us through 4 little setups for how we actually sing. So many people love to sing, but they don't feel like, oh, I don't sing because I'm not trained or whatever. So let's just play. And just in case there's anyone here who does not know the lyrics to Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, they are in the chat. So what we're going to do first, let me just kind of lay it out. We're going to first begin with a breath. Then the next thing we will do is we will go into a hum. The next thing we'll do is something called a lip trill. It looks like this. And the final thing we will do is actually sing out loud on a la, and then we'll sing. So those 4 steps, we're going to just do the first line, which is Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. I encourage you to just remain muted. There will be a time where I invite you to unmute and we'll have a cacophony of sound. So let's begin. First, everyone, let's just all begin with noticing each other here. We are all divine sparks. We are all these twinkling little stars. Let's first begin with a breath. We're going to inhale and then just exhale that breath. Next thing we're going to do is on a hum. But we're going to hum the first line of Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. So we're going to inhale in and then and the next time we're going to inhale and we're going to do the lip trill thing on Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. Inhale. I know it sounds and looks weird, but this is how singers do it. And then the final inhale and exhale on la. We'll la la the first line. Inhale. La la la. All right, now this is how you sing. We inhale and then we exhale the lyrics to the song. And then you inhale again and you exhale the. So let's begin. If you feel comfortable, I invite you to unmute and it will kind of just be like singing the song in the rounds. And just we'll go once through and move on to the next step. So here we go. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky.
Like
Twinkle,
a diamond
twinkle,
in
little
the
star,
sky.
how I wonder what you are. Yay, we sang our voices together. Thank you. Jessica will now lead us through a responsive reading. Thank you.
Erica. I am honored to lead us in a responsive reading using words by Reverend Olympia Brown. This great lesson. The words will be in the chat. We can never make this world safe by fighting. This great lesson. I invite people to unmute as you like to respond. Every nation must learn that the people of all nations are children of God and must share the wealth of the world.
This
great
Lesson.
You may say this is impracticable, far away, can never be accomplished, but it is the work we are appointed to do.
our work
Out to
to
do.
do.
Sometime, somehow, somewhere, we must ever teach this great lesson.
We are called
We are
to
called to
teach
teach
this
this
lesson.
Lesson. Thank you and blessed be.
Where
invite
you
Erica.
go, I will go, beloved. Where you go, I will go. Where you go, I will go, beloved. Where you go, I will go. And your people are my people. Your people are mine. Your people are my people. You're divine, my divine. You're divine, my divine. Where you lie, I will lie, beloved. Where you lie, I will lie. Where you lie, I will lie, beloved. Where you lie, I will lie. And your people are my people. Your people are mine. Your people are my people. You're divine, my divine. You're divine, my divine.
Beloveds, I invite you into a deeper state of prayer, meditation, sending your vibrations and energy to all that you love, to include our world. As sparks of the divine, we gather to bear witness to the grand design of humanity, for this is good. We gather to acknowledge the magnificence of Mother Nature, the depth of our joys and sorrows, the meanings of our triumphs, the pain of our disappointments, and to bless the world. By this, we are saved. We pause as the wheel of the year turns us toward longer days. We pause to notice our excited hearts as we celebrate the histories and histories of Black history, and join our kin with sweet anticipation of Lunar New Year and Ash Wednesday, the beginning of Lent. Embracing diversity and radical inclusion, this may bring all beings to unity and peace. As sparks of the divine, we have the power to listen, to show mercy, compassion, generosity, tenderness, kindness, justice, love, and so much more. May we make it so. Now let's pause to allow our individual souls to silently bring to mind people, places, and communities that you think need your prayers for healing. During this time, please place in the chat your celebrations, hopes, sorrows, and requests for pastoral care. And I, Pastor Jacqueline, will respond within 48 hours. A minute of silence. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Now we'll hear the voice of Tucker.
Then came a voice calling, a voice of calling. And I said, what should I call? It's hard to utter or receive wisdom in the midst of empire, being of and responding to ceaseless atrocity, and feeling that pull of the infinite, the ever-loving, the warmth, the light. Those words I started with are from a seer of things called Isaiah, who was writing in the context of the Babylonian and then Persian Empire. These words are mine, and yet they're not. They're his. They're others. They are a premonition as well as an echo. They are a revival and a rehearsal of a message sent long ago and far from now about calling, a message about becoming a caller, a message about a voice. In many of our traditions, human experiences of divinity often involve a voice, a sound, and most often it's the voice of God, a divine being of some kind. It's always seemed to me that from those very traditions, there's a reciprocal motion being encouraged. And that motion is worth considering and worth centering, and that's our ability to experience divinity through our own voicing. The larynx is an incredible thing. The wisdom traditions of British Empire spoken through the canons of evolutionary biology suggest that the way that air pass up past the larynx and pass through the vocal folds, vibrating and creating sound that then becomes voice, voice that then becomes speech, speech that then becomes writing. The evolutionary biologist Darwin and some of his students suggest that this is where we see our ancestral origins, because it's the development of that very seal of the vocal folds that is coterminous with the first intrepid and disabled fish beginning to breathe oxygen, not out of water, but out of air, transforming the lungs from a bladder that is for flotation to an instrument of respiration. And it's no surprise that now current neuroscience sees the ways in which singing is presently actually recreating pathways for the rehabilitation of deep losses in brain function due to stroke and due to dementia. There's something in voicing, being sound, traveling in waves and through particles, just like gravity and electricity and light, that does magical things. I used to think magic was unexplained science. Now I see that science is often unexplained magic. Practices of entrainment and resonance whereby we can call each other into our greatest strengths are available to us. And so as I reflect on the definition of divinity, I'm praying for our semester, that we might, with our words together, always remember that we can be singing, even if not musically, and that with our voicing, we can return to being sound, being soil, being seed, being spark, and that we might be able to be that better resonance and pass the light back and forth together. Thank you all for being. Thank you, Star King.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, and thank you for being here. All my life, I have been in conversation with the divine. As a small child, I said my nightly prayers, which grew more elaborate as I began school with the sisters at St. Ambrose. Their null curriculum, the teachings they didn't say, was simple. God is love. And yet I didn't understand why I saw so little love around me. The fear in my mother's eyes, the anger in my father's face, the whipsaw nature of his moods, all those things drove me to more prayer. And I didn't understand why God didn't fix things. Why couldn't God make my father kind and my mother more brave? Why couldn't God make us less poor so that I could have a chemistry set? Logic would seem to dictate that not receiving the answers I sought to the prayers I so feverishly offered up would put an end to my devotion. But that did not end it, at least not until I encountered Father Walsh, whose incredulity at my desire to serve Mass like my brother caused my break with the church. In my anger and my confusion and my immaturity, after all, I was only 10, I equated God with the institution that claimed to speak for God, and I turned my back on both. It was not until I married into Unitarian Universalism at age 28 that I began to hear once again the faint whispers of the God I had left behind. By the time the whispers had lured me into full-throated dialogue again, I was enrolled in seminary. Becoming a Unitarian Universalist in a community with so many varieties of religious experience gave God back to me. God has always been my name for the presence that has accompanied me throughout the many seasons of my life. For me, God has no gender or race or age or any category typically assigned to humans, and I have always been comforted by the fact that the God of my understanding has transcended all the many things that drag us human beings down. Also, as a person in recovery for nearly 15 years now, I try to remember the words of my first sponsor. There are two things you should remember about God, she used to say. First, there is a God. Second, it's not you. Now, the word divine feels different to us. So many of us use the word divine to distinguish our highest aspirations from the word God that has tainted, even poisoned, those same aspirations. It benefits many of us to hear and to use the word divine. But as in all things religious, we benefit more when we are truthful about when and why we use it. I used to think that I was just an overly enthusiastic optimist, raised by another optimist, my mother, who believed that all things would work together for good for those who love God, even when life seemed to be sending quite a different message. But seeing the divine in all things, recognizing the good and the true,
Dear ones, it does seem we've lost the connection from the chapel, but I feel quite confident that they'll be back shortly.
Your people are my people. Your people are mine. Your people are my people. You're divine, my divine. You're divine, my divine. Where you go, I will go, beloved. Where you go, I will go.
Will go.
Where you go, I will go, beloved. Where you go, I will go.
I will go.
Your people are my
My
people.
Your
Your people are mine. Your people are my people. You're divine, my divine.
Do I start over?
You're divine, my divine.
We who are part of this community became part of it because we had a calling that would not give us rest. Part of that calling, I believe, is to develop the unique expression of divinity that constitute our lives. Many of us have tried other things, followed other paths, lived other lives before we found ourselves here. And now we are studying or working here at Star King, and it is nothing like we imagined it would be. Most of the time, things are simply here. We work, we study, we sleep, we eat and make love, we cry, we goof off, and then we do it all over again. In between, there are days of such deep grace, such blessing, that we can hardly give voice to it. And there are moments of such palpable despair and sadness that we can hardly bear them. And especially in those moments of despair, we do not feel especially divine. We feel defeated. And we ask ourselves, what in the hell is all this for? I believe I have an answer. All this relentless call, these moments of joy, these times of defeat, none of these are for you. None of these are for you. None of these are for you. You have been called into service, called into ministry, and all that you are, all that you have undertaken, all that you are experiencing and will experience is for people that you may not even have met yet. You are doing all that you are doing so that the divinity that has been sparked within you may be seen and felt and known by those who do not yet know they are divine. Those for whom the spark is only a rumor they heard. You are learning and stumbling and rejoicing and weeping so that you can be prepared for a world that only gives lip service to love and peace and justice. A world that treats each of us and all of us as ultimately disposable.
To dream the impossible dream, to fight the unbeatable foe, to bear with unbearable sorrow, to run where the brave dare not go, to right the unrightable wrong, to love pure and chaste from afar, to try when your arms are too weary, to reach the unreachable star. This is my quest, to follow that star, no matter how hopeless, no matter how far, to fight for the right without question or pause, to be willing to march into hell for a heavenly cause. And I know if I'll only be true to this glorious quest, then my heart will lie peaceful and calm when I'm laid to my rest. And the world will be better for this. That one man, scorned and covered with scars, still strove with his last ounce of courage to reach the unreachable star.
All right. Thank you, Julian. So it's time for the big question for community reflection and engagement, which for chapel today is, when you've had experiences of the divine, how did you know it was the divine? For me, I experience the divine most fully in the moments where I can recognize the balance of things. Gratitude does not oppose grief. Fortune does not oppose loss. They do not exist independently or in mutual exclusivity. They each give shape to the other. So when I experience gratitude, I'm reminded of the things that I grieve. When I experience loss, I'm reminded of the things that I've been given. And in this way, I see the divine represented by reminding me that nothing truly exists independently of anything else. We and all things are interwoven. When one thread moves, all threads move. And I invite anyone who feels so called to share their own experiences of the divine, can unmute and speak or place it in the chat and I will read it for you.
I invite us not to be shy. This is an opportunity for your spark to come alive. Let us hear it. Please speak aloud, or as Jeff has already said, put your response in the chat. I see Erica has put laughter and tears.
Gabrielle shared deep interconnections.
Similar to what Jeff just shared, my experiences of the divine are always an and experience. It is both simultaneously as deep inside of myself as I could possibly go, and it is something so much larger than I can ever be.
Thank you, Lisa.
I am someone who does not believe in coincidence. I believe divinity and harmony and weird connections happen. And often it's through beloved beings that come and say something. Or Reverend Rosemary, your service today was exactly what I needed to hear. And it felt so wonderful. And thank you for all of the gifts you all have given us today. Your music, your messages. It was exactly what I needed. That feels very divine.
Thank you, Amy.
I think when I feel experiences that I perceive as divine, I know it is divine because I feel it not just in my head, but in my body. Like all of these connections to the wider world are opening up, like on my arms, in my back, and I just feel like something is flowing through me instead of something that I am making up on my own. And I look to that embodiment to tell me when I am experiencing the divine.
Thank you, Jessica. I'm going to read a few responses from the chat. Reverend Dr. Pamela Hancock said, hearing the voice of the trees as I sit in my new backyard, it is these massive old giants who hold this space that help me feel the divine. Thank you. Tucker said, the awkward truth is that I met the divine when I was called out for them, and then I saw and heard them. Thank you, Tucker. Julie said, every time I see a sunset, I know it's divine because no human made it, and it's a gift from Mother Nature herself just to show us beauty. Thank you, Julie. Kathleen said, I feel the divine when I get unexpected insights, the infinite inside the finite, the coming together of all when I refer to the spirit. Thank you, Kathleen. Julian said birds. And thank you, Julian. I also experienced the divine with birds. Dr. Richardson said, UU historian Conrad Wright once shared that he had 3 experiences of the divine and 2 didn't stick with her, but one was watching Peggy Fleming skate at the Olympics on TV. Thank you, Dr. Meg. And if there's anybody left that wants to share, I invite you to do so now. Otherwise, I'm going to invite Julian with some more sacred humming.
As we extinguish the flame, let the divine spark within you not go out, but be renewed today and every day. We ask these things in the name of all that is holy. Amen.
All right, so for our closing song, I'll be leading everyone in singing Lift Every Voice and Sing the Black National Anthem. And you'll have the lyrics right there. How we're gonna do it is I'll sing the first verse so you can get an idea of the melody. And then I invite you all to sing along the second and third verses. And then I'll ask you to stay on mute, but I encourage everyone to still sing along. So with that, all right. Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring with the harmonies of liberty. join arise, high as the listening skies. Let it resound, loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of a new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won. Stony the road we trod, bitter the chastening rod, felt in the days when hope unborn had died. Yeah, with a steady beat, have not our weary feet come to the place for which our parents sighed. We have come over a way that with tears has been watered. We have come treading our path through the blood of the slaughtered. Out from the gloomy past, till now we stand at last, where the white gleam of our bright star is cast. God of our weary years, God of our silent tears, thou who hast brought us thus far on the way, thou who hast by thy might led us into the light. Keep us forever in the path, we pray. Lest our feet stray from the places, our God, where we met thee. Lest our hearts, drunk with the wine of the world, we forget thee. Shadow beneath thy hand, may we forever stand, true to our God, true to our native land.
Woo.
Thank you, Julian. Julian was a spark to me. I went to hear my partner's concert, and behind me, I could hear this lovely, deep voice. The person that I was sitting next to and we turned around, and my neighbor knew him. And of course, as the good minister I am, hey, you want to come sing for chapel? He said, let me think about it. He thought about it and then said, yes. Thank you, Julian. Thank you.